Tonight we'll be talking about 3 tips on getting exactly what you want out of life, right? So for those of you who are new to me and you don't know who I am, my name is Dama and I am your lifestyle strategist, helping you to live a healthier, happier life both inside and out. All right, for my trues, you know who I am, so thank you for joining. Make sure you're sharing this with your friends tonight. So I just want to first just put out my intention for this video, and tonight it is my intention that the information that I'm actually presenting or delivering to you guys will be received by those of you who are listening with an open mind, and that the content is clear, concise, and valuable to you all. So I always want to put my intention out there to the universe so that the universe knows my heart and my intent. And so that is my intention, is that this is valuable information to you guys that you can use. It's not going to be anything that you haven't heard before, so I'm not going to, I don't know any secrets. So basically what I'm going to be sharing with you today are just reminders. Some quick reminders, just general life reminders on getting what you want out of life. So nothing you haven't heard before. Okay, so the first thing is persistence. Number 1 is persistence. So you have to be persistent in order to get what you want out of life. And so what does that mean? So I'll give you an example. For example, myself, when I got out of college, I decided that I wanted to be a pharmaceutical sales rep, right? And so that was my ultimate goal and mission. So I was like on this major mission to become a pharmaceutical sales rep. So for those of you who know me, you know that about me. For those of you who don't, there's some new information. I was going out and applying for jobs and learned that I didn't have what they wanted. And at the time they wanted like technical stuff. My degrees were in organizational development and sociology. So I didn't have a science background or any technical background, and so they were like, yeah, no, we're not hiring you, girl. And I was like, what? Because I'm like awesome. So anyway, with being persistent, I kept going. I was like, okay, I'm not really taking no for an answer. So eventually I decided to ask one of the people that were interviewing me, like, what else do I need? And so they were like, you need some sales and you need a little bit of technical. And I was like, okay, fine. So I took a pay cut, and I went and got a job in sales. It was an inside sales job, and it wasn't like the greatest job, but it was going to get me to where I needed to be. And so I took this job, and then I stayed there for like maybe 8 or 9 months, and then I left there and I went to an aerospace company to get some technical, and I was a program coordinator, program manager, and I did that, and I worked with engineers for I don't know, a year and a half. Then I finally went and got my first medical sales job. And so I was like, oh, yay, I think I did it. And so shortly after then, I went on and I landed a pharma job. But all in all, it was a lot of persistence, a lot of no's that got me to the goal. And so persistence is number 1. And I think it took all of maybe 4 years for me to finally get what I thought was my dream job. Not that it's not a dream job, but it certainly is a job. So persistence, number 1. The second thing is faith. So you must speak it and plant the seed. And so when I say that, that means you must ask God, right? Seek and you shall receive. Is that what the good book says? All right. So seek and you shall receive. And so with wanting to become a rep, so we're going to go back to my first example, I was telling everybody. So I was telling all my friends, I was telling my family. Everybody knew that that's what I wanted to be when I supposedly grew up. And so I sought out, and I was just telling everybody. And I prayed about it. I put it out there. I put it out there to the world, to the universe, to my family. So everybody knew. And so my aunt worked at a hospital at the time, and at that time, hospital reps were always at the hospital. So she knew this rep, and she's like, hey, my niece wants to be a pharma rep. Is there any way you could help her? So she gave my aunt her card. I took her card, And I gave her I sent her an email. And gosh, I wish I knew where this girl was like today, because she had such an impact on my life. Somebody who did not even know me had such a major impact on my life. And so her name was Tina. I do remember that. And so she basically, what she did for me was she sent me a packet in the mail of interviewing questions, interviewing answers, everything that I needed. So it was like gold. It was like, this was like everything I needed to get into pharma. So this was when I was still kind of on my path in those roles, but then I get this packet of information that helped me even more. And so again, planting those seeds, having that persistence, planting those seeds, having the faith to know that it is going to happen, and allowing the universe to actually make sure that it does happen for you, right? So persistence, faith, and number 3 is letting go. And this is the one we all fail on, is letting go, because we get so caught up in not having it that we build up a resistance. So when I say let it go, that means write it down, know that you will receive it, know that the universe has heard it, know that the universe is going to deliver. So being very clear in what it is that you want, and being very clear in knowing that the universe is going to provide, right? So a lot of times we're persistent and we will ask, but we forget to let go and to allow. And again, I'm going to just go back to say that is when you build up that resistance, what that's telling God or the universe is that you're not really clear what you want. You're not really clear what you want. Exactly. Let go of that control. You're not really clear of what it is you want, and therefore, I'm not going to give it to you. So we have to be very, very clear when we ask, and we have to make sure that we are letting go and not building that resistance or having that lack. Because a lot of times when we build that resistance, our subconscious is saying, oh yeah, no, we don't got that. We're not getting that. That's not happening. And this applies to every aspect of our life. Weight loss, relationships, jobs, you name it. It applies. So if you're not able to, absolutely, self-doubt kills. Absolutely. And that's what we do. We bring in the self-doubt and we bring in the self-limiting beliefs, these beliefs that keep us stagnant, these beliefs that keep us where we are. And for me, I've always been a pretty positive person for most of my life. I was blessed with a father who was a very positive person and planted a lot of great seeds in my subconscious very early. And so along the way, I was able to meet great mentors, great spiritual teachers that were able to actually water those seeds for me to be able to create. And so this is how I live my life. And I know when I'm off track is when I'm not able to create. When I'm not able to create, and when I'm not able to manifest things, and when I'm not able to allow the things to come into my life that I know that I deserve, I know that I'm off track. I need to take a step back and I need to reset. And that's kind of where I am in my life now. I'm on the reset of my life because we forget the basics. And these 3 things are the basics. And so that's why I wanted to share those things with you tonight. And so I'm not special. Well, I am special, but so are you. And you too can have, be, or do anything you want. It's all about being persistent, having the faith by asking, and letting go, and knowing that the universe will provide each and every time like clockwork. And so that is really all I have today. It's trusting the process, absolutely. And that's like some of the things that I have like on my mirror is trusting the process of life. I trust the process of life because it works. And so once we get into that mindset, everything happens. Everything happens. So, again, thank you guys for jumping on and just hearing this awesome message that I had to deliver, and I hope it was of value to you and that it was a quick reminder of the things that we need to do in order to get what we want out of life. Again, I am your lifestyle strategist, and I'm here to help you to live a healthier, happier life, both inside and out. Thank you guys again for jumping on. Make sure you share this broadcast, and until next time, we're going to do this again. Peace.